Everyone in the village feared the old woman who appeared after midnight. But the children knew something the adults didn't. She wasn't there to hurt them. She was there to protect them. Many years ago, beside a great forest, stood a small village. At the edge of the village was an abandoned house. Nobody lived there. Its roof was broken. Vines covered its walls. And every night, strange things happened around it. People heard footsteps when nobody was there. Sometimes a woman's voice whispered through the trees, and on moonless nights villagers claimed they saw an old woman dressed in white standing beside the road. She never spoke. She simply watched. The villagers called her Avu. Long ago, Avu had lived in that house. She was a kind woman who loved children. Whenever a child was hungry, Avu fed them. Whenever someone was sick, she brought herbs from the forest. And whenever parents were working in the fields, she watched over their children. But one rainy season, Avu became ill. Within days, she died. After her death, strange things began happening. Children sometimes claimed they saw Avu standing near the forest. Adults dismissed their stories. Ghosts are dangerous, they warned. If you see her, run. So everyone avoided the old house. Until one night, everything changed. 3 children were returning home after visiting their grandmother in a nearby village. Kojo, Ama, and little Kwame had been warned to return before sunset, but they stayed too long. By the time they reached the forest, darkness had fallen. "We should hurry," said Ama. Then they heard something behind them. Crack. They stopped. Another branch snapped. Crack. "Who's there?" Kojo called. Nobody answered. The children began walking faster. Then they heard footsteps. Someone was following them. Kwame grabbed Ama's hand. "I'm scared." "Don't look back," Ama whispered. They started running. The footsteps followed. Faster, closer. Suddenly, a man stepped onto the path ahead of them. The children froze. He wore dark clothes, and his face was partly hidden. "Where are you going?" he asked. Nobody answered. The man stepped closer. "Come here." Kojo grabbed the younger children. "Run!" They turned, but another figure appeared behind them. They were trapped. Then the wind suddenly changed. The trees began shaking, the temperature dropped, and from somewhere in the darkness came a woman's voice. "Leave them." The men stopped. "Who's there?" Silence. Then she appeared. An old woman dressed in white stood between the trees. Ama gasped. "Avu!" The men stared at her. One laughed nervously. "It's just an old woman." He stepped toward her. Avu didn't move. Then suddenly, she disappeared. The man stopped. "What?" A second later, Avu appeared directly behind him. The man screamed. The other man ran, but the first couldn't move. Avu pointed toward the forest. "Go." He didn't need to be told twice. He ran after his companion and disappeared into the darkness. The children stood frozen. Avu turned toward them. Kwame began crying. "Please don't hurt us." Avu smiled. Her face was gentle. "I would never hurt a child." She held out her hand. "Come." The children followed her through the forest. Whenever the path became difficult, she waited. Whenever they heard an animal nearby, Avu stood between it and the children. Eventually, they saw the lights of the village. Ama turned toward Avu. "Will you come with us?" The old woman smiled. "My home is here." Then she pointed toward the village. "Go, your families are waiting." The children ran toward home. Their parents rushed to meet them. "Where have you been?" The children told them everything. Nobody believed them, until Kojo's father looked toward the forest. There, beneath a tree, stood an old woman dressed in white. He recognized her immediately. "Avu." the woman who had died years before. She smiled, then disappeared. From that night onward, the villagers were no longer afraid of the ghost near the old house. They understood why she walked the roads after dark. She wasn't haunting the village. She was still doing what she had done all her life, watching over the children. Years passed, and whenever a child became lost near the forest, people told the same story. A mysterious old woman would appear. She would lead the child home, then vanish before anyone could thank her. Eventually, the old house collapsed, but the villagers never removed the tree beside it. Instead, parents taught their children about Avu, the woman whose love for them had been so strong that even death couldn't stop her from protecting them. And sometimes, late at night, when the village is quiet, people still hear footsteps along the forest road. But nobody's afraid anymore, because they know who is walking there, and they know exactly why she has returned, to protect the children. If this story spoke to you, leave a like and subscribe so these African folktales continue to live on for the next generations. Until our next story, walk gently through the world, and may wisdom guide your path.